everyone, and welcome to Seminole Insight. I'm Angelita Streeter. The month of July is action-packed with innovations, community events, and newsworthy info. So let's hit the headlines. The city of Sanford is among the first in the nation to turn human waste into energy to power its wastewater treatment facility. Lauren Barbano reports on the recent grand opening. This month, we're introducing our new health segment, which highlights the many wellness programs in the county. First up to be featured is a class with a rhythm of its own. Another ceremony was also held, but this time at Geneva Elementary School, to dedicate a new law enforcement memorial to two Seminole County Sheriff's deputies killed in the line of duty in that community. Geneva made sure that deputies Hugh Thomas and Eugene Gregory were not forgotten. Old tires attract mosquitoes, which is one reason why Seminole County Solid Waste Management is trying to prevent tire dumping with a free disposal day. We're right in the middle of hurricane season, and we all know this time of year comes with wind, rain, lightning, tornadoes, and last year's biggest concern, flooding. Greg Kirby of the Seminole County Fire Department brings us some tips.
And it's my understanding that you folks are here today to adopt Hannah. Is that correct?
For several Central Florida families, an appearance before a Seminole County judge turned out to be a cause for celebration.
You want her to be your sister, and you want this to be your brother, and you want them to be your parents.
7 children were officially adopted at Seminole County's National Adoption Day celebration. The event's purpose? To bring awareness to the county's and the nation's children who are in foster care and need to be adopted.
We have a lot of issues with regard to children who need to find good homes, permanent homes, both in the foster care arena and permanent adoptive placements. There are children out there that need to be loved and that want to be loved and that can be wonderful additions.
Families who are interested in adoption are required to undergo a 10-week class that provides an overview of the process. They must also undergo a background check and home study before being matched with a child. But every step of the process is worth the very happy ending. For Seminole Insight, I'm Angelita Streeter.
72, 71.
The last place most people would want to spend their spare time is in a cemetery. But recently, a group of area residents have been drawn to one. They're making sure that all those resting at the Altamont and Fern Park Community Cemetery are identified so the rich story of this historic site can be recorded.
It started out actually just an interest in history in general, and then once I came out here and saw the condition it was in, it just broke my heart to think that people weren't going to be remembered once they were at peace and at rest. So I kind of got into it to make sure everybody was remembered.
No, Mr. Buddy Jackson.
And that's Mr. Simmons, Elijah Simmons. Yeah, Miss Lear is buried here. She's right over there.
Established in the late 1800s, this cemetery is a historical site. Veterans, mayors, and even former slaves are buried here.
It was supposed to be the Evergreen Cemetery, which we will be doing that name soon as everything else is done. We will be changing that name to the Evergreen Cemetery as it's stated in the paperwork that we've researched.
And research is something that Alton Williams and Lisa Gaskill are doing a lot of. Each of these stakes represents an unmarked grave. They are looking through old photo albums and talking to neighbors in order to find the rich history of the cemetery for a book. Families and teens from across Central Florida gathered for a great event supporting a great cause.
Today we're gathering for our 4th annual Seminole County Walk, Great Strides Walk. It's a walk to cure cystic fibrosis. We're going to have about 300 people out here, all raising money to help fund science to find a cure and better treatments for people who have cystic fibrosis.
The Great Strides Walk was led by the Hamilton Elementary School Drum Corps as people walked along Lake Monroe and the Sanford River Walk, all in support of finding a cure for cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis is an inherited chronic disease that affects the lungs and digestive systems of about 30,000 adults and children in the United States. Today, Seminole County employees and many others are taking great strides towards finding a cure for this condition.
My daughter has cystic fibrosis, and keeping the money going and keeping the research going keeps new medicines coming to her, which keeps her healthy along with all the other millions of people that have cystic fibrosis.
Participants in the walk not only raised money for a good cause, but they had a chance to meet those who are afflicted with the disease and educate themselves in the history of the foundation.
In the 1950s, few children with CF could be expected to live long enough to attend elementary school. But with medical treatments and research, today the life expectancy has been extended into the late 30s.
It's possibly the best kept secret in Central Florida education, and today we're sharing it with you. I'm Ava Sigmund. I'll be your host as we tour the Seminole County Student Museum. Located at 301 West 7th Street in Sanford since 1902, this historic building was originally Sanford High School. With the construction of a new high school in 1911, the building was renamed Sanford Grammar School and served students through 1984. Today, the building still serves students, but in a different way. I think I hear the bus pulling up now. Let's join the students outside.
Good morning, boys and girls.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Mrs. Pearson, and welcome to the Student Museum. Is everyone ready for their day back into history today? Yes. Wonderful.
While attending the museum, students have the opportunity to visit the Native American Room, a turn-of-the-century classroom, Grandma's Attic, the Pioneer Room, the Geography Lab, and the demonstration gardens.
That concludes our tour for the day. We hope you'll take the students' advice and visit one day soon. Class dismissed.